everybody, and welcome once again to the astrology forecast and trends for the week commencing Sunday the 23rd through to the 2nd of March 2015. My name is Gordon and this is one of 12 or 13 videos. This is the first in the series and looks at the general overview for the week. If you wish to know more about your own particular signs, then obviously go through the playlist, because this is entered into a playlist, and find your own personal video, be it Aries through to Pisces. If you wish to get in contact with me, as lots of you have, thank you very, very much for lots and lots of emails and interaction. Of course, you can do on the website, which is www. down the bottom here, GordonRobertsSpiritMedium.co.uk. And of course, you can always subscribe to the mailing list on that website as well, which keeps you in contact with everything that we do on a weekly basis, and you know, connects where I am, and so that you can get more interactive. Also, love to meet you on Facebook as well, Gordon Robert. If you put that into Facebook, Gordon Robert Spirit Medium, you'll come up with a couple of pages, which of course you can either friend or like, and we can get interactive there as well. Okay, so introductions out of the way, let's get on with what's happening, and what is happening this week. What are the new movers and shakers, for want of a better word? Well, of course, we saw last week the new moon and also the sun progressing into wonderful Pisces, which changes the, you know, it changes the dynamic of everything. And also, the other thing to note here is that there's a bit of a tender point between the square that we've been talking about, and we'll continue to talk about for a little while as this gets more intense, between Pluto and Uranus. And this is a sort of almost a battle that seems to be going on between these, or tension between these two planets. But in between these two planets, the midpoint between these two is the point of Pisces. And of course, as things pass over that delicate point, then we start to see flashpoints, we start to see energizing of conflicts. And again, when you look into the outside world for the past week, as the sun has passed over that, so it's energy. The sun is always to do with energy. It's male energy normally, so it can be a little bit aggressive. It can also be marked as a pinpoint as well, so just energizing, a bit like somebody walking over or poking you in a point where you've got a bruise. It sets a reaction. And when we look at the past week's events, we've seen Russia getting, you know, that conflict almost sort of bulging and getting expansive. We've also, of course, seen the Eurozone that's causing a bit of a problem between Greece, Germany, etc., etc. And these are all indicative of arguments or conflicts, disagreements coming to the fore, being nudged, being brought out. And of course, as we go on, it'll be interesting to see how this all transpires out with regard to the positioning of the planets. So it's not only personal planets, it works obviously on a global scale as well. So what are the movers and shakers? Well, the main one we've got, certainly for coming in for this week, is the sun. And as the sun moves through Pisces, it becomes what is known as conjunct, or becomes really on top of this wonderful planet of Neptune, which is very, very at home in Pisces. Now, if you are an artist, or if you're maybe working in this industry, perhaps you need to have intuition, creativity, then that is really going to be brought to the fore, and you'll be feeling rather wonderful. If there's romantic encounters perhaps that you wish to be making, and you know, having that as part of the central part of your life, then you'll also find that is particularly well starred. The coming together of these two, the sun, which provides energy, and Neptune, which is provides a little bit of illusion. What we tend to find is we get an idealistic outlook. It's, you know, idealism, compassion, anything to do with emotion. Now, of course, that also can work in lots of ways. If you are looking to create perhaps a picture or a book, that's great, because you can draw your inspiration from that planet. But if perhaps you're looking to have an argument and pursue things, then this can make you particularly idealistic, and it may, it may make overcoming an obstacle a particular problem because you can only see the idealistic way of it, or perhaps someone that you're in conflict with can only see the idealistic way. So again, knowledge is everything. As we go through this week, then those planets, the Sun and Neptune, are going to be playing and dancing with one another, and if it's an awkward situation you need to get across and someone perhaps is being so pushy, then you need to lay off and pull back for a couple of weeks and let that energy slowly displace if you can. The other bit that we get also this week is lovely Mercury. Now Mercury has been starting to increase its energy. It's starting to go forward. It's now going at the normal pace, and as it does, of course, it passes again with this wonderful opposition, this opposition with Jupiter, which is in the which is in Leo. It's still going backwards. It's still retrograde. If you're looking to get something off the ground, looking for business, and hold fire a little bit as we go through March into April, we'll start to see. Jupiter starting to move forward again, which is going to make a real big leap, and bring good fortune. But as it stands at the moment, we have this little glitch as it comes across. So Mercury becomes in opposition to Jupiter. Now that can make for a little bit of mental confusion. It can make for hasty decisions. It can make for short-temperedness and a little bit of regret. So just bear that in mind also as we come through this week, depending where your life is taking you and depending what energies you need. Do you need energies that are proactive or reactive? And as I said, knowledge is everything. The last one we really need to consider is this wonderful combination of Mars and Venus. They are conjunct and they're running together at the moment, and they're running together in the wonderful constellation or energy of Aries. And these two together make for some strong ideals, make for some really, really strong passion. And when you connect it, as we will this week, with this lovely, what I call a sextile of Mercury, then we're going to have some real brainstorming sessions. It's going to be quite a powerful week. The negative side on this is just be really, really careful when going out and about. Look for obstructions, look for trains not running on time, car jams, that sort of thing, because the energy is piling in, and this is real physical energy getting together. The upside of this is going to make for some passionate liaisons. If you're dating or looking to be out in the dating market, then passions are going to be raised. It's going to be a fantastic week, great week for anniversaries, birthdays, really getting really getting involved. So certainly all you lovely early Pisceans that are going to be celebrating your birthday, it is forecast for a wonderful time. Plenty of passion, plenty of drive, plenty of hype. Everything really going when you're on that line. If you're on the receiving end and perhaps you're trying to negotiate with somebody, then you may find them perhaps a little bit overbearing. So just bear that in mind this week as we go through. These are only temporary energies. These energies do dissipate as we go further in. So if you're finding an obstruction, if you're finding something that you can't get over, then waiting is the key. If you want to get on board and you want to get something started, then this is a great week for getting in the passion, getting in the drive, and necessarily going with what you really feel from the gut, what you really feel passionate with, because it will be supported, and it is supported. And long term, the slower moving planets, Saturn does give quite a bit of support to new ideas. Thank you very, very much for listening to me. It's just a general overview for this coming week, which is the 23rd to the 2nd of March. If you've really taken on board and you want to know more and tune in for next week, we produce these videos on a weekly basis. Please subscribe to the channel. Join me on my website. As I said, you can click on the link there so that you can receive newsletters. Just go into the website and you'll see where you can subscribe. And once again, thank you so much for getting involved, and look forward to speaking to you guys next week. Don't forget, go through the playlist and find your own individual astrology trend for the week.